Fire in the pit barrel hole, let's cook some ribs. I got a chunk of hickory wood down there. These are going to be good, stay tuned. Hello and welcome once again to my backyard. We're going to make some ribs today. I got a special recipe for you. And we got to start this out, we got to make a rub. Because the rub is integral with the barbecue sauce that we're going to make. So we're going to start this rub out with some kosher salt. About half a cup of kosher salt. And we've got about 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar that we have to break up into our rub. Get that mixed up together. Pretty basic so far. Brown sugar and kosher salt. You see that in a lot of rubs. This one's got a twist to it, let me tell you. You just hang on, you'll see. We've got a 1/4 cup of sweet paprika. That's good stuff. Sweet paprika in our rub. That's in a lot of rubs. A lot of rubs got sweet paprika in them. Got to break this up good. I want to powder it. You know what I mean? Breaking up the rub, getting the rub mixed up. Okay. Gonna mix our rub further from that, but you know, you get the idea. Anyway, then we've got some chili powder. 1/4 cup of chili powder. That's good stuff. That's in a lot of rubs. Chili powder. Chili powder is in a lot of rubs. You'll see the kicker of this at the end, okay? So, okay, what's next? Okay, we got some black pepper. I'm breaking that brown sugar up as I go. Black pepper, we need a tablespoon of black pepper. Okay, that's in a lot of rubs. Black pepper, let's face it. Almost every rub has some black pepper in it. We got some black pepper in our rub. Gonna chop that up as we go. We got some ginger, about a tablespoon of ginger in our rub. That's in some rubs, right? That's nothing new. Ginger. Everybody likes ginger in their rub. I do. Gotta mash that up. Gotta break up that brown sugar. Okay. What's next? Cumin. Coriander. I'm sorry. Coriander is not in a lot of rubs. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of coriander in there. That's kind of unusual. Coriander. You don't see that in a lot of rubs. Yeah. But anyway, here we go. We're getting it together. Our rub is coming together. Okay. A lot of rubs have cayenne pepper in them. This one's no exception. We're going to put I'm putting about a teaspoon of cayenne pepper because I like it. I like it, you know, I like the heat that you get from cayenne pepper. We'll mix that up in there. That's my rubs coming along, boy. Coming along. I could sell this rub. Okay, here's the thing that's not in a lot of rubs. This is Chinese 5-spice powder. And 5-spice powder is some pretty powerful stuff. It's got 5 different things in it. 5 different components to it. It's got aniseed and a bunch of other stuff. And I should have took that off first, but I need about, oh man, that's never going to come out of there. I got to get my knife. Hang on. Oh good, they're doing the lawn today. Excellent. Okay, I had to get that off there because I had to be able to get some of it out. So I want a good tablespoon of that. No, not a tablespoon, maybe one, let's call it 2 teaspoons of 5-spice powder. Now you don't see that in a lot of rubs. 5-spice powder is Chinese condiment that we get in a lot of rubs. Not in a lot of rubs, but in a lot of Oriental cooking. So that's my rub right there. I'll put a total, you know, a breakdown of the components in the description of the video for you. Let me get my baby back ribs out of here. We got to reserve a 1/4 of a cup of this to put in the barbecue sauce. So stay tuned. We'll get those ribs out here and get them rubbed down. Here's my baby back ribs. I've removed the membrane from the bone side of the ribs. We're going to take some Sang stir-fry oil and just give that a little bit on there. Both sides of the ribs, we're going to hit it with Sang stir-fry oil. Because we love the garlic flavor of Tsang stir-fry oil. Then we're going to start hitting it with the rub. We're going to liberally sprinkle that rub on there. Sprinkle, I mean. I said sprink and I meant sprinkle. Both sides of the ribs are going to get sprinkled with rub. That's a nice looking rub too. It's got a pretty color to it. I think it's going to bring some nice flavor to these ribs. Okay, that's the bone side of that one. I just threw a half a teaspoon of rub away. Let's go down with some Tsangs on the meat side of this one. You gotta love baby backs because they're meaty. That's what I love about them. We're gonna hit this with some of that rub. Liberally sprinkled with that rub. There you go. Yeah, it's looking good already. It's good enough to eat. Let me get that rub on there. Get it sprinkled up good. It's got a nice color to it. I like this rub. The only reason I had to make this rub is we had to reserve 1/4 of a cup of it to put in the barbecue sauce that we're going to make. Okay, let me get my ribs rubbed down. They look good, don't they? They look good already. And let me get them rubbed down and hung in the pit barrel, and I'll show you what that looks like, so stay tuned. The ribs are in the pit barrel. I've got some hickory wood starting to generate a little bit of light smoke. We've got to smoke them for 3 hours. Then we'll get them out of there and wrap them, cook them for another 2 hours in the wrap. Then we'll sauce them with this barbecue sauce we're going to make. So stay tuned, we'll show you how we do that. My ribs have been in the smoke for 3 hours and I wrapped them in butcher paper for another 2 hours. So let's make this barbecue sauce. This is the raspberry ginger beer barbecue sauce. We're going to start this out with some Tsang stir-fry oil in the bottom of the pot. Pretty good, huh? So far. Now I've got some a jalapeno, an onion, and about 5 cloves of garlic that I chopped up real fine in my Ninja chopper. I'm going to put that in there. Oh, that's hot. Oh boy. Ah, it's hot. Hot stuff, baby. Okay, get that cooked up. Let me move my camera a little bit here. So that's an onion, jalapeno, and garlic that I chopped, I pureed up real fine in that Ninja chopper. Next thing we need is 2 cups of ketchup. So here we go with 2 cups of ketchup. Probably should have measured this out ahead of time. What do you think? Okay, 1. And here comes number 2 cup of ketchup. Sorry for the delay. 2 cups of ketchup in there. Give that a stir. That's looking good already. Okay. Next thing we need is some soy sauce. How much soy sauce? Soy sauce. That's half a cup of soy sauce. That stuff's bubbling, man. It's awfully hot. Half a cup of soy sauce in there. Okay. Give it a stir. And we need 1/4 of a cup of apple cider vinegar. 1/4 of a cup apple cider vinegar. Ow, that's hot. That's 1/4 of a cup. It's awfully hot. We need some molasses. How much molasses? Half a cup of molasses. You know, molasses pours slow. Okay, half a cup of molasses. Let's give that a stir. So far it's a pretty standard barbecue sauce. Give it a good stir with that molasses. What else we got to put in there? That's about it, except for the kicker, which is some Krabby's raspberry alcoholic ginger beer. We need a half a cup of Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer. Oh, one more thing. We got to put the reserved rub that we kept out of the from the rub, put in there. Put that in there. Give that a stir. That's why we had to make that rub, because the rub goes in the barbecue sauce, you see. So we'll give that a good stir. That's going to bring all the spices that we need to our sauce. Now we're going to put a half a bottle of this Krabby's raspberry ginger beer. And I'm going to save a little bit of taste for me. Yeah, I'm going to save a swig for me. Ah, that's good stuff. Now let me give that a stir. So that's our cranberry, raspberry alcoholic ginger beer barbecue sauce right there. We're going to let that cook down a bit. Get that little bit of stuff off the side there. Yeah, we're going to let that cook down a bit. And then we'll, by that time our ribs should be done. And we can sauce them with this alcoholic raspberry ginger beer. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of this. Stay tuned. I got my ribs out of the butcher paper, and I'll tell you, I'm a firm believer in that butcher paper. Look what it did. The ribs are so tender they're falling apart. I'm going to glaze them with this raspberry ginger beer barbecue sauce. Let them sit on there for about an hour. Let that sauce set up. I tried to turn this one over. It fell apart. And I don't really like them that way, but that's the way my wife likes them. She'll be pleased with this cook here with that raspberry ginger beer barbecue sauce. I'm just going to paint that on there for the last hour of cooking. Doesn't really need another hour. It's got good pullback on the bone. Got some awesome looking stuff here. I'm going to liberally paint this with this sauce. I'm going to save some aside for dipping. Wow. That's what you call a beautiful glaze right there. Look at that piece right there. It's all falling apart. Okay, let me get a beer. Let them finish cooking and we'll take a taste. So stay tuned. My ribs are done. There's the Frosty Root Boy mug. Not a minute too soon. Here's today's beer. Star Trek The Next Generation Captain's Holiday. This is from the Schmaltz Brewing Company, the 30th anniversary ale brewed with natural citrus flavors. And it's a low ABV, I think. It's Clifton Park, New Jersey. 4.8 alcohol. Captain's Holiday. I think Captain's Holiday was that Schmaltz Brewing Company. Schmaltz. They make a bunch of different beers. I think it was an episode of The Next Generation where Picard lands on this planet and loses his memory, and he kind of goes native. I don't know. I don't remember exactly. I've seen them all. So anyway, let's pour that out. It's a beautiful golden color ale. Ale with natural citrus flavor. Let's take a sniff of that. What do you think? How's that look to you? Looks good to me. Smells great. Smells great. Got a beautiful citric aroma. Could be from the hops, could be from the stuff they put in it. Let's quaff the froth off it, Roll. What do you think? Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty darn good. Captain's Holiday, Star Trek The Next Generation. And there's a picture of something on there. It's some kind of a relic from that episode. See that thing? It's like a wooden beer cask. I can't remember the episode exactly. Captain's Holiday. I'm sure you could research it and find out. But that's to commemorate the 30th anniversary ale. Anyway, let me get one of these ribs over here and give it a taste. You don't even need a knife to cut it. But I want to cut it off with a knife so I can get it in my hand and get a taste of one of these awesome ribs. I got some good pullback on the bone. Got a beautiful smoke ring. Gonna cut me a piece of rib right there. It's so tender. It's so tender it's falling off the bone. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. Oh boy, that's hot. I'll just grab a piece of it right there. It's so tender. Look at that beautiful stuff. Oh man, that barbecue sauce is awesome. Got a good smoke ring on those ribs. They're tender as can be. The meat is falling off of them. Look at that bone. They're delicious. Excellent. This is one of my better recipes. I'm licking it off my fingers. You gotta try this one. Like I said, this is one of my better recipes. I got the idea from a lady who runs a food blog. I'll put a link in the description so you can check out her recipe. But I'll tell you what, that is awesome. I can't stop eating it. Man, that's some good ribs right there. Hey, if you like this crap, please subscribe. If you don't, go up and see my boy Papa Texas. Papa Texas gave me a shout out a couple of weeks ago. It was awesome. Oh, that's some of the best baby backs I've had in a long time. Anyway, yeah, check out this recipe. It's great. Go check out Papa Texas. Subscribe to me. Come back next week. We may not cook anything good, but we will drink a beer. Okay, babies. See you next week. Bye.